How you motherfuckers doing this evening?
Mati, mati.
Fuck you, biscuit.
Wow.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey.
One in the chat. One in the chat.
Oh, I digress, sir.
Mohammed! Mohammed! Bring the bitches!
One in the chat. One in the chat.
Oh, Graybeard here. How you motherfuckers doing?
Mati, mati.
Fuck you, biscuit.
Wow.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey.
One in the chat. One in the chat.
Oh, Graybeard here.
Get it.
How you motherfuckers doing?
Mati, mati.
Fuck you, biscuit.
Wow.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey.
One in the chat. One in the chat.
Oh, Graybeard here.
Get it.
How you motherfuckers doing?
Mati, mati.
Fuck you, biscuit.
Wow.
Mohammed!
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Bring the bitches!
Hey.
One in the chat. One in the chat.
Oh, Graybeard here. How you motherfuckers doing this evening?
Mati, mati.
Fuck you, biscuit.
Wow.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey.
One in the chat. One in the chat.
Oh, I digress, sir.
Mohammed! Mohammed! Bring the bitches!
I love California, dude. I mean, thanks to the feds, my house went
Outta here.
money, my friend. Think about it. Money, my friend. Think about it. Give me your money. You know what I'm saying? Give me your money. You know what I'm saying?
Outta here.
Money. Think about it.
Outta here. 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 Outta here.
I don't short nothing because I'm Doge to $1. I'm Doge to $1. Oh shit! It's like a fire sale now. I buy. We buy it. You think I'm bullshitting? I don't short nothing because I'm Doge to $1. I'm Doge to $1. Oh shit! It's like a fire sale now. I buy. We buy it. You think I'm bullshitting? And every time they go to the slaughter, we buy it. Every time the crypto goes to the slaughter, every time it drops, the huge drop, I buy. Oh shit! When all you are fucking fucking panicking, I was buying and buying and buying. Every time it drops, the huge drop, I buy. You're so full of shit, dude. I don't short nothing because I'm Doge to $1. I'm Doge to $1. Oh shit! It's like a fire sale now. I buy. We buy it. Think I'm bullshitting? I don't short nothing because I'm Doge to $1. I'm Doge to $1. Oh shit! It's like a fire sale now. I buy. We buy it. Think I'm bullshitting?
Mohammed. Mohammed. Bring the bitches.
How you doing, guys? I thought I'd play a little bit of music from Crypto Unk in the background. Pretty clever guy. Takes samples from old streams from last year and does some creative stuff with it.
Graybeard here. How you motherfuckers doing?
Vati, vati.
Fuck you, biscuit.
Wow.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
That part where Chemical's like, "Can you hear me?" That's great.
Graybeard here. How you motherfuckers doing?
Vati, vati.
Fuck you, biscuit.
Wow.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey.
One in the chat. One in the chat.
Graybeard here. How you motherfuckers doing?
Vati, vati.
Fuck you, biscuit.
So we've got our new daily candle.
Bring the bitches.
Hey.
One in the chat. One in the chat.
Graybeard here. How you motherfuckers doing this evening?
Vati, vati.
Fuck you, biscuit.
Wow.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey.
One in the chat. One in the chat.
I digress, sir.
So we got a new daily candle, and so far we've got a little bit of an uptick. It could be primed to move up today, but I'm just going to check how things have been panning out over the last couple of days. So Australia has their end of financial year on the 30th of June. So 1st of July is a brand new financial year. A lot of tax returns will be coming in. And a lot of that money, I'm guessing, will be invested. At least the people that pay attention to crypto. I think a fair bit of that money, hopefully, will be coming through and accumulated into crypto. Let's have a look. So I'm just going to check out the 4-hour, what we're dealing with here. So we've got a couple of bits of resistance here that we're affected by at the moment. Seems to be like $22,000 is the current sort of like resistance level. Let's just get that solid color. Maybe orange. 22,000. Okay. Block. And so, and we know that our low is 17,600. So this range is what we're dealing with at the moment. It's quite possible that we hold, you know, if we do hold 20, we're going to be stuck in this really tight range. And awesome for accumulating. I think we've seen by this move here and sustaining 20k has given a little bit of an opportunity for the alts to run, which is what we've seen over the past couple of weeks or couple of days or whatever. How long's it been since that big dip? Let's count the days. It's at about a week. 9 days. Okay, so it's been about 9 days since that extreme bottom on Bitcoin. And that 9 days has seen a fair bit of action on the alts. Doge being one of them. Doge has had a pretty decent bounce from that low. It's come up from the perfect bottom to the height of the pump there is 57%, not bad. I'm going to check a couple of others. I think Solana is certainly one that I like. Let me see how that's been going. Sol. Potentially up there as well with the percentage return. 65%. From its extreme bottom to the high of this little relief rally. Yeah, if Bitcoin can maintain 20k here, like, you know, not drop down dramatically, especially below 17,600, which is still on the cards, but if it maintains this sort of zone, that might give a bit of space for the alts to do some interesting things, and you know, you might be able to trade it. But I'm going to check out the overall market cap because we want to see if, you know, if the money's really flowing back in yet, or whether it's just a bit of, you know, a bit of the stablecoin money coming out to play. Because we all know that there's a whole lot of money sitting in stablecoins right now, like billions and billions of dollars. So, yeah, total market cap, it's, as you'd imagine, it's bounced similar as with Bitcoin. So what we've got here is a move to a height of, what's that, just under $1 trillion. In 8 days. So that was a $205 billion move up. It's a pretty big bounce. However, I'm not totally convinced that we're out of the woods yet with the bear market. Yeah, it's going to take a lot to really pull us out of this downtrend. You know, we've seen a lot of relief. There's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's another. You know, we see them all over the place. There's relief rallies, but they're not, to really spell the end of this, this bear market, it needs to plateau out, and then we have to start attaining highs. Like, we have to start getting macro higher highs and higher lows. So that hasn't started yet. We haven't even come out of the bear market yet. So this little relief rally, it's good. It's not bad. It's just a bit of trading here and there. Ooh, Grade A Music, thank you for the $20 super chat. Hello to you, sir. So we've got, yeah, these macro highs and macro lows that we're dealing with. To get out of this crash pattern, it will happen after a bit more sideways action, a ranging market, just like it did back in 2018, 2019. So if you think of like how a bouncing ball loses energy after time, like, you know, the first hit is the biggest bounce, second hit lower, third hit lower again, and then until it's just rolling on the floor. That may happen at the back of this cycle as well. So we've had, you know, a drop, and it's still early days, I think, in this bear market. We've only sort of just potentially found a floor for total crypto market cap, and you can see the total crypto market cap looks very similar to the Bitcoin chart, as of course Bitcoin holds the dominance. So something I've also been looking at, as you saw in the last stream, was the halving events that happen let's see, is it 4 years? Yeah, every 4 years it seems to be there's a halving. So we've got that on the cards as well. 2012, 2016, 2020, and 2024. It's kind of like the Olympics. 4-year wait between each halving. But yeah, the next crypto Olympics will be March 2024. So there's still plenty of time to accumulate what you want to hold in preparation for the next run. Lots of time to go. Between now and then, like, it's worth, if you're not totally confident with trading, especially on leverage, that kind of thing, just do a bit of practice. Like, you could paper trade in this market. It's pretty hard. The conditions aren't great because it is a bear market, but you could paper trade shorting. A good way to do that is with Bollinger Bands as well. Let's do a bit of let's do some hypotheticals today. Maybe we could do some Doge trading perhaps, because that seems to be on trend at the moment. Wow, 2.5% up already for the day. I think that's probably one of the high performers of today so far. Sand and Doge doing all right. So from I'm just looking at the hourly chart here, and the MACD seems to be kind of topped out, at least for the hourly. The 4 hours still got potential, but it feels like it has already done this leg up, and potentially there might be a bit of a pullback on the cards, but we'll see about that. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's hypothetically say, okay, I'm going to just ape into Doge right now, hypothetically. So what is it now? It's just under 7.5 cents. I'm just going to draw a green line for where we do that, and we'll see how it goes. Get a little thicker. Lock that in. So if I turn on my third indicator, I think they let you use 3 for free. Bollinger Bands, yes. Okay, so let's go to a higher time frame to get a bit of perspective here. So we are on this is a silly buy. Like, I wouldn't recommend this buy. This is why it's hypothetical. But we just want to see if FOMO works in this. This might be a good example of what not to do. But yeah, I wouldn't advise buying on a high like this, especially when things are like at the higher end of a Bollinger Band like this. However, on the lower time frames for scalping, let's just see how it plays out. It's been a while. I haven't traded in, it's probably been like almost a year. I've been accumulating, so like investing, but not trading per se, especially not leverage. So let's see if Doge has any more steam in the engine. This little uptick to start the day has been interesting. Still a lot of interest, a lot of the size of that wick there shows that there's a few people buying it, but I think there's still probably a little bit of fear, as it's not purely like the top of a huge run here. It's like we have come in and dipped. Like it would have been nice to buy through these areas if you're scalping, like where it's bottoming at the bottom of the band. But it's all right. We caught it late. We'll see if we can break this local high here. And it looks like we are. Just need another push through there and see if we can get it. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, if you can scratch 1 or 2% out of an altcoin on leverage, like that's not too bad. Just, you know, use your protective measures like stop losses, that kind of thing, and don't go all in. But yeah, just it's fun to practice, because these skills that you learn through a choppy market, like at the moment, like in a bear market, those are gonna come in real handy when things pick up and become really easy. Because in a true bull market, it's a no-brainer. Like you just wait for a pullback, buy the pullback, and then just sit on your hands and wait. And then, you know, the trend at the start of a real bull market is so strong that it'll just lift your position like as you're going. So it sucks that a lot of people may have got in on the tail end of the bull market and maybe caught just the dregs of the activity, the really good activity. But yeah, it seems to be pulling in a bit of trading volume today, Doge, and yesterday. So is it going to sustain though? Like, so this is the existing high that we have. What's that? I mean, it's shooting up. It's trying to get 8 cents, but I don't know. I guess Bitcoin's going to dictate how today goes. I heard a really good analogy today for crypto in general, and that is that Bitcoin is the DJ and all of the altcoins are just the people on the dance floor. So when the DJ turns the music off, you know, not much can happen. Not much. The party kind of gets turned off. But you know, as long as if Bitcoin can turn up the music just a little, it might provide the conditions for a bit of trading. So what people trading alts need is just stability, or just, you know, confidence that Bitcoin's not going to crash in the near future. And that's when, you know, a bit of action happens in the alts. Kind of like what we're seeing today with Doge and yesterday. So, so far so good with our little hypothetical trade here. What is this, 1%? Maybe not even. Let me get my other tool here. Yeah, 1.2%. Not bad. If that was on like 20x leverage, there's your 20x for the year and 20% for the day. You could take profit here as it's approaching the high end of the Bollinger Band, or you could just let it ride, see what happens. Maybe take 50% here, let 50% ride. But yeah, as you can see, there's still things to do in the current market situation. Like, even though it's not looking great for Bitcoin at the moment, like the action's like quite flat. We've just come off the back of a really long period of just ranging through here with Bitcoin at the 30k level. So I think we might be in for some of that at the 20k level. That seems to be reasonable to forecast. I don't think we're going to start shooting for the stars out of nowhere. I just don't think the sentiment is there yet. I think what I think is going to happen, either we're going to see further discounts, or we're just going to maintain 20k for some time, but see how we go. So at least for today, yeah, it's worth having a look at Doge and maybe even Sand or Solana, or just whatever coin you think might trend for the day. Seems to be Doge, yeah, it's having a decent start. 3.5% up for the day. I think it's probably the top performing coin so far for today's candle out of my list here of, I don't know how many coins this is, probably like 50. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Doge. Something fundamental maybe. So what I might do is lock in a price range measuring tool just so we can see how this trade goes, this hypothetical trade. So we're up almost 2%. There's 2% profit take if you were playing along. 7.6 is the number to beat. Hopefully this doesn't encourage anyone to FOMO in, because I don't recommend trading at the moment. It's just, this is just all practice. But you know, you do you. It's your money, it's your account. You can do whatever you want. On these micro trends, like if you do want to get in and trade, just wait for these pullbacks, because they do happen. Even in a violent, like a pretty decent uptrend, like you can see here, Doge trended up all the way through here. There's pullbacks along the way, these moments where the coin has to rest and gear up for the next pull. Like even these micro pullbacks here, like all these little ones, they provide good setups for entries for scalping. Just as long as the coin you're trading on is on trend, and Doge is definitely on trend today so far, 3.5% up from open, daily candle open. So yeah, it's just a matter of being patient and getting your entries and exits right. You know, don't expect anything crazy like, you know, 30% returns for the day out of it, but yeah, be conservative, be careful, don't go overboard with how far you go in, and yeah, be conservative with your take profit. So a 2%, that, or just under 2% there at that high, that's okay. That's a win, you know. What I might do is turn on the market cipher indicator, because that's pretty decent for scalping too. Where did I? It's the Fu Manchu. Hopefully it's still a thing. Do I have? Yeah, here we go. Vu Manchu, not Fu Manchu. So Cipher B. Old Faithful. So it's indicating a bit of sell signaling up on the high side. So this might create a bit of a chance for it to, you know, to retrace and dip back down and pick up some people that are interested in trading it, because this seems to be capping out a little, getting a bit of a red candle now. So let's see. Yeah, let's just sit back and see what happens. Remember with the cipher, this cipher B, this free indicator, this Fu Manchu free indicator, they can provide some pretty good scalp entries. So the green dots are your buy signals. So let's say that was a buy there. There was a nice buy signal here. And that resulted in a really nice leg up. Let's just go back through the history here while trying to keep an eye on what's happening in the here and now as well. It'd be nice to see 8 cents today on Doge, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, an Elon tweet. Yeah, that's it, Chris dude. Let's see. We've got a pretty strong green dot back down here. Mind you, remember this is the 1 minute chart, so this is really micro scalping. This is very fast, you know, sit at your computer type trading. This is not like set and forget. You're in the thick of it, in the action. I remember CryptoFace says like, oh yeah, it's good on the 15 minute, the 5 minute. I'm like, forget about the 1 minute. But yeah, it's all trial and error. See, just do what works for you. But let's see what the 15 minute's saying. Okay, so we've got a pretty strong change in direction here, which is evident on the chart too. I mean, with the candles, but it's not the best like signal. Like it doesn't even have a bottom buy like back down here, like how you had this green dot. But yeah, you can see like this thing's no joke. This indicator is decent. Like it provides pretty good entry signaling on the bottom side here. So any of these the lower half here, the lower portions, these green dots are not bad spots to place bids. Crypto Down Under, how is scalping taxed if you know? So in Australia, I think it's similar in the US, but any crypto gains are treated as, what's the word? Capital gains. So you get taxed on the gains. You don't get taxed on what you've bought, but what it gains is what you get taxed on. So let's say I make $1,000 profit in a week or something like that. That $1,000 is taxed at as a capital gain, and I think the percentage, it just depends on the pay bracket that you're in. But yeah, it's as though it's treated like an income. So, but there's a lot of software out there that will go through all of your trade history data from whatever platform you're on. Like let's take it Binance for instance. They'll let you export your trade history, and you can run it through software. There's tax software. Last year what did I do? There was a crypto tax calculator that I used. It cost me some money to do it, but you know, I just wanted to play by the rules and do my tax properly. So I used, let me just find, I think it's called Crypto Tax Calculator perhaps. Or the report that I got, let me just check, because I want to get the name of it for you guys. Find where I put it. Coinly, maybe. I think it's Coinly, yeah. Let me grab a new tab here. Tax reports in under 20 minutes. Here's a list of which exchanges they support. Let me just check. Here we go. So you've got, your Binance. I wonder if they have Bybit, because that's what I've been using lately. Might do a control find a bit. Oh, there we go. So it recognizes Bybit, which is excellent. So there you go. Check out Coinly. This is not a paid promotion, but I've used them before. I used them last year when doing my taxes. So Coinly. Coinly.io. So you can log in with your credentials and away you go. I'm going to see if I can find my emails from them. There we go. My tax report is ready. I paid $223.20 for my report, which hopefully is tax deductible for this year's tax run. But anyway, hopefully that answers your questions, man. Let's see how we're doing on our little scalp strategy here. So it's dipped again. It's showing signs of picking up again already. It's trying to get back on trend for the day, but I don't know. Sometimes with these things, like if it ran good yesterday, doesn't mean that the next day is going to be good as well. So you have to be careful with that. But so far, it's a strong start to the day so far for Doge. It's 3% up. I'm going to see if we can scratch out any more profit. So if you did follow this and you took some profit up where I dragged this box like up around here in this zone, that's good. That's a good trade. Remember, this was pure FOMO. This was not based off like any kind of TA, anything. I was not even looking at indicators at this stage. I just drew a line at the price it was at. Just crossed my fingers, which seems to be what a lot of people do. But you can get away with things like that in a bull market. You can just enter and just wait, and the trend can be so strong that it just picks you up anyway, even if it was a bad entry. So those times will come again. It's just a matter of waiting it out. We've sort of seen a little bit of it in the last 7 days with the alts. Like they've all experienced a bit of a bounce, because if you look at Bitcoin producing the bounce from down here to up here, that over that last 7 days or 9 days, whatever it is, that's produced the conditions for scalping for alts. So yeah, it's not totally hopeless. There are still opportunities in there, but you've got to curb your expectations a little. It's not going to you're not going to get 60% days, things like that. It's all relative to the ranges you're working with. Rick, in your opinion, what price range you think BTC will be by the time the halving takes place? Oh, that's a good question. That's hard to forecast. It'd be amazing if Let me go back to this chart where it's got the halvings. I'll put it on logarithmic as well. So if we can maintain $20,000 in over the next couple of years, because the next halving is almost exactly 2 years away. 1st of July 2024 is when it's been forecast for. If we can maintain 20K, you know, we might see another bull run that comes up to, it might not get to the all-time high, but we might see it come up to like 50K next year or something. Or later, probably not this year, but maybe sometime next year we might get a bit of a relief rally, just like we saw off the back of the all-time high here. We had the subsequent bear market, but then we had this nice bull run. It didn't go all-time high, but it did produce a pretty nice few months of trading. How many? Let's just see how many months that was. So this is days. Yeah, okay, let's take it from about here. 148 days of that's not bad. That's pretty good. That's that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like a good 5 months of bull trend for Bitcoin back in 2019. So we might get lucky and get something like that next year. But I think we're still in this kind of accumulation area, you know, these kind of where it's still figuring itself out. It's still dropping off the high. And we're still coming down and trying to figure out where the floor is. So once we've figured out where the floor is, that's when we can start establishing the true, you know, accumulation range. But yeah, if we've got the floor now, awesome. That means we can start forecasting a bit of, you know, action heading into the next halving. Or we can forecast and get a feel for where the true accumulation zone is. Like, so it may be, you know, the high teens, so 17.5K is what we got at the moment. And, you know, capping at, say, 30K. I think it's reasonable to suggest, like, let's say this is the bottom that we've seen it already. This sort of range is where things might sort of play out over the next couple of years before we get the next huge bull cycle, which is usually triggered by a halving, as you can see. Halving, bull run. Halving, bull run. Halving, bull run. This one actually started early because of the COVID outbreak down here. But yeah, that halvings have proven to produce perfect conditions for a bull run for crypto. So it's not a guarantee, but it's fairly likely, because if you just think of what happens in a halving, what does that mean? It means that miners get rewarded half of what they used to for solving the algorithm. So that it basically it's an inbuilt scarcity type mechanism. So if something is harder to get, it becomes more valuable inherently. You know, diamonds, they're not easy to mine. You can't just go dig a hole in your backyard and dig out a handful of diamonds. They're scarce. Which gives them their value because they're quite scarce. Well, we're made to believe they're scarce. Similar with gold. You know, gold's a precious metal. Doesn't exist everywhere. And yeah, we don't know the supply of gold or diamonds. Who knows? There could be some untapped resource somewhere in the ground that no one's ever prospected before. But at least with Bitcoin, we know there is a finite supply. And as time goes on, that supply becomes more and more exclusive. Like, so it becomes like harder to come by, if you will. And mining it becomes more difficult, and the miners are getting rewarded half as much as they used to every 4 years that tick by. So not many cryptos have that kind of tokenomics, I guess, built in as Bitcoin has. But yeah, just check out those finite supply type cryptos. All right, let's check Doge back out. Oh, bit of tragedy. If you were still holding that entry, that you're now under. But yeah, if you took profit through here, awesome. So this is what I mean by don't expect things to just go good forever or like for a long time. Like you have to take profit where you can in these kind of market conditions, because you don't know when the music stops. You just don't know when it's going to happen. So I'm just going to go back to Bitcoin here for a minute, see what's happening. So we've got a doji so far today with a little bit of action above and below. Not a hell of a lot, but yeah, kind of flat to begin with. Still figuring out where things are headed. If I go back to the hourly chart here for Bitcoin, it looks like we've had our time on the high side of the MACD here, and perhaps we'll get a bit of a sell-off or take profit from this. So we've appreciated some nice highs off this run. You can see these higher highs and higher lows. Lows, highs. So all of this was, yeah, awesome. And this is the hourly, remember, so there was plenty of time to recognize that this was some kind of a bounce or like relief rally bull trend thing. So, but at the moment, if you look at it a bit more spread out on the 4 hour, we've got this low and this low, this high and this high. So we have to sort of bounce somewhere above 20k to maintain some kind of an uptrend here. I don't think we're going to get it, but it might happen. You never know. But you can see like the highs, it's almost a double top, really. Between this high here and this high, it's tough to say. So are there any patterns that we've got going on? Let's have a look. Could there be any like rising wedges or anything like that? Maybe something like this. Remember, a rising wedge is bearish, so the textbook outcome of a rising wedge is to fall out of it. But we'll see. It's not quite it's not a very strong rising wedge. Like it's not. I mean, the boundaries for it could be a bit different to how I've got it here too. Like, you know, maybe that's being the more of the formation there. Back to here, perhaps. And maybe we're seeing the falling out of that rising wedge already. But yeah, we'll see where it see where we find support if we do. Good evening, Orlando, Florida. Good evening to you too. It's morning here. 10:42 a.m. Hope it's nice and warm where you guys are. I think in the northern hemisphere, you're in the middle of summer, aren't you? All right, Solana. Is anything happening with Solana? The last few days have been really nice. But could the music have stopped so far? Have we seen like a bit of a Elliott wave here? Impulse 1, 2, 3, and then a downtrend off the back. Very hot, bro. Yeah, I could only imagine. Raining and storming, yeah. In Australia, it's been, well, cold for Australian standards. And we had this rain, this weather pattern come through called, what is it? There's El Nino and La Nina, I think. It comes from South America and it comes across the Pacific Ocean and produces a hell of a lot of rain. But that has, I think that not long ago they mentioned that that's over now. So yeah, we've just had a lot of dry, cold weather in Australia so far. Someone's asking about Cardano, ADA. I'll have a look. Let me get... I'm sure it's probably quite similar to Solana, ADA. Yeah, it's like it's found that floor and it's just ranging really. 25% up, so not the strongest performing altcoin off this bounce, but I mean if you take it back here, measure it from its true bottom of the bounce, that actually went up 70%, not bad. But that floored out on the 13th of May. Let's just see where that is. That's all the way back here, back during this Bitcoin drop. So it's actually fared pretty nice against Bitcoin. It didn't suffer as severe of a drop as what Bitcoin seems to have suffered. At least on that leg there in June, early June to mid June for ADA. Yeah, not too bad. It's already been down here, like back here and over here, so it just fell back into that same support cradle, that same area, and it's been trying to build back up again. So yeah, I think you'll probably see ADA around in the next bull cycle as well. It's another really popular, trusted projects, ADA. So yeah, I do like what's in this top 20 here. Whether they're still top 20, I don't know. Theta probably isn't in the top 20 anymore, but let's check that. No, it's not. Wonder how far it's dropped. Theta. Oh, it's down at 38th now. So that has fallen a long way. I just got an interesting little pop-up from my antivirus software. 1rx.io is tracking you right now. There are 380 trackers collecting your browsing data. Scary. That's alright, they can track it. I've got nothing to hide. Bitcoin on the 1 hour. So yeah, it's I fear that the next few weeks are gonna be kind of boring. Like, I feel like we're just gonna sort of like you know, move around in this range. Perhaps maybe we'll get some more decent buying opportunities ahead where we get dips below 20k. But yeah, I just think in the bigger picture, I think we're gonna be like sitting around 20k for a little bit of time here. Yeah. Got to get that Brave browser. Yeah. Probably. I think I had that and then I uninstalled it, but maybe I'll look into it again. So if you haven't already, smash the like button. We'll see if we can get a few more people coming in. I'm pretty sure of everyone that tunes into this stream, you guys are all OGs. You've been checking the channel out since last year, so thank you for your continued support, and hopefully there's some new people filtering through just out of interest in the topic. But if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing as well, because I'll be streaming as often as I can between now and the next big bull cycle. So we'll be here to try and make sense of it all and talk about strategies and approaches to how to best enter and exit positions, and you know, look at different indicators. I haven't seen all the indicators. There's so many out there. I'm definitely familiar with the popular methods for TA. I feel that being RSI, MACD, Bollinger Bands, the Fibonacci retracements and extensions, even a little bit of Elliott wave theory. Let's go back to Doge, see how that's doing. It's all over the place. Yeah, I think if we go get a bit more perspective on what's happening here, it seems to have hit that high for now, and just trying to figure out and establish where we're headed next. Right, I think I'm gonna get rid of these hypothetical things, because I think I made a point with that. Can I see any pattern forming? Yes, there is a little bit of something potentially brewing on the short term here. Whatever you want to call this. Let's see how we come out of this. Let's do a bit of a game here. Let's put a poll up. Do we break up or down out of this pattern? Cast your votes. I'll make a poll. All right, let's see what happens. We'll see if the majority of people watching this stream have the answer to this little crypto riddle. Crypto analysis. So stream's been up for just over an hour now. So far, 7 votes. We've got 70% of you are saying up, so 7 out of 10 people. Some people think that's going to break down. We'll see. I'm glad there's like a fairly strong majority rather than it just being 50-50. But that may level out. It may. More people that vote, we'll see. 60-40? It's come back to almost 50-50. 56-44. And that's kind of telling. Like, I think it's looking okay. It's not looking like it's gonna just drop out of the sky. But yeah, we may see something like this. Like, we've come up, we create somewhat of a pattern like this, and then yeah, there's a drop to a further range of accumulation perhaps, and then maybe we'll trend up later in the day. But let's see what happens. So EMA crosses, I haven't really been looking at EMA crosses lately, but there was this strategy that I was using early last year. This EMA cross strategy. Can't remember what it's called though. It was like, I think a 5 and then a 20 EMA. But basically, you just want something that's gonna pick out the lows and cross when the trend gets exhausted, so that you know where to jump ship. I'll turn off Bollinger Bands and we'll see if I've still got that indicator. It's like EMA something. May cross perhaps. Here we go. EMA 2 and 3. So it's set at 21 and 50. Let's tweak that a bit. We'll make it, what did I say, 5 and 20. Yeah, it's been so long since I've played with the EMA cross. I don't even know if this is the right indicator that I was using back in the day, but I got the strategy off a video. I'll see if I can find the video. Let me just do a bit of digging here. Maybe this one.
Video, I will reveal.
It might be this one here. I'll put it in the chat. Just trying to remember which video that I saw that taught me the strategy. I think I might have a favorites list. Tutorials. It might be in my other YouTube account that has it in the favorites. But anyway, yeah, just do a bit of research on EMA Cross. Look at that, 22 votes, 50% up, 50% down. Let's get a median line going through as well, because that might give you a bit of perspective on what's going on. Hopefully that's about there. Trying to figure out which angle here is equal. That's looking about right. We're on the high side of this wedge, of this triangle formation. BA from Chicago here. Hello, Chicago. This may take some time to eventuate, to play out, but and I think a lot of it might be to do with what Bitcoin's up to as well. So we've had our first hourly candle here for the day. It's a bit of a doji. Second hour here seems to have weakened, and it's potentially falling back down. You're an OG, Brian. Yeah, that's like over a year ago now. Back in the day. I think my channel had its birthday not that long ago. You see, about, yeah, the 20th of April, my channel had its birthday. So it's been a year and a couple of months so far. Sitting at 7.24 thousand subscribers. Where have you all gone? I think, yeah, the majority of people aren't really interested at the moment in crypto, which is quite telling of what retail tends to do. When things go flat, boring, when Bitcoin seems to have died, the bulk of people aren't interested, you know. But you guys, you are the cream of the subscribers. You are the ones that are paying attention in the most crucial time, I would say, when things are retracing and retracting. This is where the best entries are born, like, you know. So kudos to you guys. Well done. You'll be the ones laughing at the end of the bull market in the next bull cycle. You guys will be making the profit, while the new people, the people that turn their back on crypto, are late to the party. Let's see, what do we got here? So people are still confident in a break to the upside of this wedge. How long does it have? 3 hours and 12 minutes. Well, I'm not going to be here for 3 hours and 12 minutes, but what I'll do is leave this on the chart and we'll check it out, how it behaved in the next stream. But yeah, definitely leave that in, see how we go. I think, like, honestly, a crash scenario for Doge, if Bitcoin drops to 15K, does Doge hit 0.007? I don't think so. I don't think that Doge is going to fall much further than, say, 1 cent. I just don't think that. It's not like it used to be, where this, you know, the attention and focus on the market for Doge just wasn't. It's just not the same as it used to be, like where everything was sub 1 cent, you know, in this area. It's a different game now for Doge. A lot of people have made money off Doge, and it's being held here, at least for now, for a reason. There might be further bleeding to come, but yeah, I'd be surprised if it went below 1 cent. I don't think it's going to go below a cent, but if it does, that would be an amazing opportunity to accumulate more. Yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned about it going to 0.007, but if it does, wow, that would be, I'd be buying it up, because I think Doge has proven that it's come back from bear markets every time. It performs every time out of a bear market. So, and even during bear markets, there's like times where it's doing interesting things as well. Look at that flat range in comparison to what we've just come out of. Like, like there's some little pumps. There's some, I mean, because comparatively, like when you turn the logarithmic on, they're really nice moves. They're big. Like that's 152%. That's nothing to be sneezed at. 380%. But yeah, the juicy moves have been, yeah, through here. If it ever comes back down to these ranges, that would be so good. That would be amazing. But something's telling me that there's some big players in Doge that are going to be holding it up, not selling what they've bought. So time will tell. So But now, yeah, I think, I don't know, it's hard to say whether we're going to break down or up from this pattern. I don't know. The optimist in me says we're going to break up, that we're going to go up, but just because it's been on a nice trend. And yeah, I guess at the end of the day, it depends on Bitcoin, doesn't it? If Bitcoin just turns around here and has a good day, where it comes back up to its highs from yesterday and the day before, then we might see a break up out of this pattern for Doge. But so far, it's looking like we might see a bit of a down day. We will see. We will see. Yep, it does. It usually does depend on Bitcoin, you know. Usually, always. Anyway, I'm gonna let this roll for a bit. I'm gonna go get some food from upstairs, and I'll let the stream roll out for a bit more. It's been a bit different from the other streams. I haven't analyzed that much with the big picture, but I mean, if you look at the last 3 to 5 streams that I've done, it's all been pretty similar. Like we've just been identifying that Bitcoin has reached an extreme low, and it's been quite like magnetic to each 10k level. So that's a 30k, you know, zone. Then there's this. We're now playing around with a 20k zone. So I think that's pretty much what's going to happen. We're just going to get further action around $20,000. You know, until something happens globally, like something big, and we just need a catalyst, either up or down. But at the moment, it's just business as usual, status quo, chopping sideways until someone gets the party started. But yeah, that's accumulation for you. It's quite boring. It's like an accumulation zone. Not much happens. Just gonna check on a couple of things in the background here. Cool. As far as channel analytics go, in April, people watched your videos 494 times. In May, it was 727 times. And in June, which is the existing month, 2,991 times. So activity has picked up, and obviously that's due to me streaming again, I guess. But yeah, it's cool to see a bit of love come back into the channel. It feels good to start streaming again. We've got 3 days left of this month in Australia, not including today. Yeah, I'll definitely keep streaming. But all right, I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm just gonna go get something to eat, maybe a drink, maybe a coffee. Sit tight. Sorry about that. I'm back. Catching up on some of these messages here. Rick fell in love. I did. The voice and the music. Yeah, it's a bit of a combination, isn't it? Hey, look, up was correct. It broke up. The optimism paid off. Very good. So what kind of signals were we dealing with there? There was a golden buy signal here. Another buy signal here, and then, yeah, not bad. Not a bad little run to the top there. 4%, wow. Not bad at all. So it feels like there's still a bit of action, bit of bullish action happening out of Dogecoin for the day. We broke out of that pattern much earlier than I thought we would, so that's good. It's a good sign. Enrique Contreras, thank you for the super chat there, $5. I've been listening to you for a long time and appreciate the time you take to give us your perspective, and you never disappoint with the music. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you. Yeah, I try to keep it positive, try to give you guys the mindset of you know, keeping your head level and staying level-headed. Don't let things spook you or freak you out. And it's the best way to be. It's all just numbers and ups and downs. So try not to tie your emotions to it too deeply, too strongly. Just learn those strategies and employ the strategies and see how you go. So yeah, it looked like the upvoters were correct this time around. 48 votes. The poll being, how are we going to break out of this this triangle? Was it up or down? And the up won in this case. That brings back memories. I used to do that a couple of times back last year. Have charts and figure out where things are going to go. And I'd poll you guys and get a bit of a feel for where the sentiment is. And yeah, it looks like the up in this case won. So it's, I might just keep that there, this triangle, this little wedge, just for just to look back on by the next time that I turn the stream on. The next time I stream, we'll see how it plays out. You never know. We may be well above 8 cents by then. We'll see. See what happens. Anyway, for now, I think I'm going to wrap it up. It looks like Bitcoin's just kind of not really doing much yet. It's just flat. This whole sort of region has been quite flat the last few days. Apart from that little push up here to the top a few hours ago. But yeah, for the most part, trading sideways. Alright guys, I'll wrap it up there, and thanks for tuning in. Thanks to the people that sent super chats, appreciate that, and look after yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one. Alright, bye.